Fifth week lessons. Name: Akagu Christiana. Civic education, JS1. Topic: we have the Constitution. The Constitution. A constitution is a book or document that contains the fundamental laws, customs, principles, rules, and regulations according to which a particular government of a country are organized or operates. In this, we have the sources of a constitution. Source of constitution means the various areas from which the materials that make up a constitution, a country constitution, are drawn from. Example of such source are: 1. Written constitution, unwritten documents, written document, unwritten document, judicial pronouncements. Written documents: these are those decisions that are reached and put in writing, which form a material order in a country, either directly or indirectly. They are those decisions that are reached and put in writing, which form a material order in a country, either directly or indirectly. Example of written documents: here we have Constitution Conference, Act of Parliament or statutes, international laws, degrees, past experience, historical document, intellectual works. They are examples of written documents, and we all know that a constitution is a document that contains the fundamental laws, custom, principle, rules, and regulations according to which a particular government of a country are organized. And these things we have just mentioned are those are the sources of the constitution, source of constitution, from which we draw the words constitution. Example of written document: those are what we have just mentioned. Unwritten document: these are those acceptable moral standards. Unwritten constitution are those acceptable moral standards in a society which are not written down but provides useful information on the rules and regulations governing a state. Take it again. Unwritten documents are those acceptable moral standards in a society which are not written down but provided useful information on the rules and regulations governing a society, governing a country or a state. Example of unwritten documents: those that are not written down, they are what? Orally made. They are orally what? Made. It is not what? Written down. It is not rigid because it is not what? Written down. Example of them are unwritten documents, convention, custom and their norms and idioms. Judicial pronouncements. Here some previous or early judgments and decisions of the law courts that are considered important, which are consulted from one time to the other. They are also type of constitution. Here we have attributes or characteristics of a good constitution. 1. It is supreme over any other laws in a country. Once it is a constitution, any other law is down while constitution is up. Constitution is supreme over every other laws in a country. It is the highest order. It is binding on every citizen and non-citizen living in the country. It has a preamble or an introduction which states the ideological stance of the Constitution. It states the type of party system that will operate in a country. If it is PDP, it states it. If it is APC, if it is APUGA, it states it clearly. It names the organs of government, that is the executive, the legislative, or the judiciary functions and their relations to one another. It specifies the rights and duties of the citizens. Right to vote and to be voted for, right for education, right to live, right to own a property, right for freedom of education and freedom of movement, and so on and so forth. It may be found in one document, but supplemented by other law. Constitution is the supremacy of all the law. It specifies the type and characteristics of government, either unitary, federal, presidential, or cabinet system to be adopted. It can be amended. These are the characteristics of a good constitution. Summary. In this topic, we have learned that a constitution is the supreme law document of a country which spells out how the country is to be governed and organized. There are the definitions of constitution. We have here the definitions of constitution. There is sources of constitution, examples of type of constitution. There are the attributes and characters of constitution. Assignments. Define a constitution. Mention the source of constitution. Explain types of constitution. List the attributes and good characteristics of a constitution. Thanks.
Great and glorious and powerful, hearken to the prayers of your children.